Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the talking points from social media, and there is no bigger talking point than Raw, and that's John Cena promo. I'm not going to share my thoughts about that here. This isn't really the place for that. We do have a second channel that's going to kind of talk about Raw and give our thoughts, give our opinions. Plus also, I've already done a video on this channel that gives a few initial thoughts. So yeah, we're just going to blast through what actually went down. So we're going to get to that, but we're going to start with this first. This is the WWE folder. There's not loads in here, so we'll do this, then we'll get to the Cena promo. So it is now official that Stone Cold is going to be at WWE Worlds doing meet and greets. That has got to increase the chances of him getting involved during WrestleMania. The fact he's actually going to be there that weekend, April 19th, April 20th. You can get tickets to get autographs and photo opportunities. So very exciting. We knew about it already, but this is the official announcement. So Vintage T, thank you. Look at this. So this was Liv Morgan following, I think, that match with Rhea the other day in Dortmund. So this is her backstage, and you can see, look at the marks. So she's not thrilled about it. So Charlie, thank you. I got tagged quite a few times in that yesterday. Retro, shout out to you. John Cena debuted The Time Is Now on March 17th, 2005. His next appearance was Raw today, which is March 17th, 2025. It was 20 years to the day that he debuted this. It was a great opportunity to debut something else. That was the theory here, that could we actually change this theme for the first time in 20 years? Well, we found out that we weren't going to do that. We didn't do that. I thought John Cena actually explained that bit really well. He basically said, you get what you deserve, and you don't deserve new gear, new music. Which I thought was very clever. But yeah, this was really interesting. This dropping yesterday. And how funny is that? It was 20 years to the day that John Cena had debuted You Can't See Me. Right, Aleister Black. I've just been asked a few times about this. I think we've covered it. I'm sure we've mentioned it in Unseen. But the belief is that Aleister Black is the person. This coming from Fightful. Select Corey of Fightful, right? Aleister Black is the person behind those vignettes, you know, the one with the 4. And the belief is that his debut is expected to be the SmackDown after WrestleMania. So we're not thinking he's going to be making it in before WrestleMania. The belief is it's going to be the SmackDown after WrestleMania. But that can change, of course. But that's what's penciled in seemingly at the moment. Typhoon Tugboat signed to a Legends deal. This just doing the rounds. I mean, I don't really think that's news because we've been getting Typhoon action figures. And we've been getting them fairly consistently, like Tugboat, Shockmaster, Typhoon. There was some released not that long ago in that WWE Superstars line, the Walmart exclusive line. So I feel like he's been under a Legends deal for quite a while. So I don't really think this is news, but he did mention the other day that he was under a Legends deal, and that seems to have kind of sparked this article. So Mackenzie, thank you. Worth knowing for anyone that wasn't aware. Raw, only 8,000. That is shocking, right? Shocking. Not because it's a low number. I mean, it looked great on TV, but they made so much noise. You're telling me there was only 8,000 people there? I mean, honestly, I would have thought it was double because they were so noisy. That crowd was so impressive, and there was only 8,000 there. And apparently there was 2 tickets still available, so it was sold out pretty much. Well, it was sold out. Right, WrestleMania week now continues into Tuesday. NXT is going to be hosted by an Undertaker's one-man dead show. So Undertaker, the one-man dead show, is going to be on Saturday, right? 10 p.m. So I'm guessing that's straight after WrestleMania has ended, like the Saturday night. And NXT on the following Tuesday, April 22nd, that is also going to be in Las Vegas, right? So actually, we're going to extend WrestleMania weekend to include the Tuesday NXT. Normally, that would be from Performance Center, but actually now it's going to be in Vegas, which is really cool. I love the fact that we are just stretching WrestleMania weekend out a little bit. Hopefully that episode of NXT is going to have, you know, some big moments. We have the Raw after WrestleMania. It would be great to have an NXT after WrestleMania. I don't feel like that's ever really existed. We have had, obviously, NXTs after WrestleMania, but it's never been a thing. Not like Raw after WrestleMania, so yeah, very cool. Right, Wrestlevotes revealing the future of the tag titles. Now, they don't really know, okay? So this is coming from Wrestlevotes. They don't really know what's happening, but they're kind of guessing that the Raw tag titles will be featured at WrestleMania. They think the SmackDown ones might be used on SmackDown. I don't know how they've reached that conclusion, because I would have thought the other way round. It feels like we're really invested in the SmackDown tag titles. Doesn't feel like we're that invested in the Raw tag titles. So, yeah, they're under the impression, though, the SmackDown ones, maybe on SmackDown, the Raw ones, the Viking Raiders or War Raiders, they will be the ones defending at WrestleMania. And they think that the women's tag titles will be used at WrestleMania as well. But I didn't have confidence in what they were saying, that was coming from a place of, like, you know, knowledge, like they had actually heard this to be true. But I thought it was interesting enough to include all the same. Here's Undertaker commenting then on his One Man Dead show coming from Las Vegas on that Saturday night. It wouldn't be WrestleMania week without the One Dead Man show. I'll see you on April 19th. Tickets go on sale very soon. And Dave Meltzer just letting us know that SmackDown did 1.57 viewers down from the past few weeks, but the demo stayed the same. It was up for most of the world. That's got to have dropped, I would imagine, because of the fact that it was taped and that spoilers were out there and that people could use VPNs and find different ways to watch. So I've got to think that had an effect. But the numbers come out as 1.57 for SmackDown. Okay, so that was just a little bit of WWE news. We're not going to spend too long on this John Cena folder because we've already done a separate John Cena video, but this would feel incomplete if we didn't talk about this promo, right? So, this kid, I mean, this is the meme, to be honest. This is what a lot of people are talking about, is this poor kid's John Cena, like, actually roasting the kids, and then the camera flipping cut to him. Like, the camera didn't need to do that. The camera didn't have to cut to the kids. Like, that's pretty savage. It was savage of John to say it, and it was savage of the cameraman to cut to the kid, but I think this kid's got a lot of sympathy. I do feel really sorry for him. John Cena was having a go at people that were the Let's Go Cena fans. He was like, you're just as bad as the Cena Sucks fans. And he basically had to go at like this kid, and then the camera cut to him. I did see this as well. Ratchet said, imagine the worst day of your life going viral, and then your mom gives a thumbs up and your dad thinks it's hilarious. It is true. I don't know what she's doing. She's like, yeah, keep going. He deserves it. I don't really understand what she's doing there, to be honest. We got this as well. So a sign that done very well. John Cena broke my son's heart. So that's a very fun sign, actually. Very fun. Wow, look at this right here. This kid's not happy. Sorry, Cena. But Ava is loyal to Cody Rhodes. So she was not having it, man. I don't know why this is so on trend. She's probably learnt that from Seth and CM Punk in that steel cage match. So, little Fuego, shout out to you. John Cena is advertised for Raw after Mania and SmackDown after Mania. So, what does that mean? He's going to be on both of those shows following WrestleMania. And a few people wondering, you know, is that a sign that he's going to win the championship? He is the favorite, according to the bookies. I mean, you know, make of that whatever you will. WWE Creative Humor said a John Cena heel promo isn't as dangerous as giving Corey Graves a live microphone for 2.5 hours. I love that. Corey Graves, of course, very outspoken when he got demoted, saying that he was told he was not famous enough to stay on the main roster. Well, they brought him back for this show, and I thought he did excellent. And I did actually see a lot of praise for Corey, so that was good to see. So John Cena came out, obviously no new music, no new shirt. We found out why during his promo. He said that you get what you deserve and you don't deserve anything new. I actually think the truth might be that they made these shirts and they want to sell these shirts. I think that this heel turn was kept quiet, so I think that the merch department quietly worked on his collections for this tour. And I think the truth probably is that this merch is all what's available. They don't have any new designs. They have all of this stuff. And so Cena's wearing this to get it sold, and they're kind of just going with that. You don't deserve anything new. I would not be shocked if once we get past this European tour, I would not be shocked if we do then start looking at a new theme and new merch, and certainly something different at WrestleMania, even if we don't get something different before. I would be very surprised if he came out like this at Mania with this theme and all of that, but at the moment, that's what he's implying. Sounds like these people watched Ricky Nikki. They really were booing. WWE Creative Humor just sort of pondering if maybe some of these people had been forced or had maybe even accidentally clicked and watched this movie. And that might explain the negative reaction. When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. Now, that was a tweet that John had put out. We actually do have the tweet in this folder. And here he was. These, I believe, were his first words. So he came out. He obviously let the crowd say what they wanted to say. And then he came out with that. And it really felt like that might be it. It really felt like he was going to say that, put the mic down and walk away. But he didn't. I mean, he really did actually come out with a lot in this promo. Cena said he was the victim of an abusive relationship with the fans. That prompted FU Cena chants. Cena says he's not a babyface, he's not a heel, using those terms, right? Which, that will be interesting because people will be like, how do we feel about that being used on the show? And honestly, I think it's the language that people use now. Like, babyface is good guy, heel is bad guy. And that is just the language everyone uses. So I personally don't have an issue with it. He said he's not a babyface, he's not a heel, he's a human being. No matter what I do, it's never enough, and all of you should be ashamed of yourselves. The fans singing, na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye to John Cena. I mean, he's kind of right in everything he's saying about the fans, says Chan Man. You don't get a new look. You don't get new music. You've made me the butt of a stupid invisible joke for 15 years. It's not funny. It's pathetic. Do you know what? I have to agree with him there. I sort of feel like it has been played out so many times. And, you know, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I'm breaking up with every single one of you. Whether you like me or not, I don't care about you, and you don't matter to me. This brought out Cody. Cody came down and got a massive pop. There was even Cody chants, and this is an image that people seem very excited by. What a tremendous shot. You got like Cena in the dark, looking up at the new quarterback in the light with his arms outstretched and the crowd fully behind him. I mean, it is a very powerful image. 1997, Die Rocky Die. 2025, Die Cena Die. So, crowd were fantastic. I mean, I don't know if I've said that already, but they really were. WrestleFeatures said, I'm curious to see if they explain the nature of the relationship between The Rock and John Cena. What is Cena getting from The Rock? That is what I was hoping for. What did selling his soul truly involve when it comes to The Rock? it's going to be an interesting few weeks ahead. So for me, I think the message of this was very basic. You know, it's very kind of, the fans made me turn, you lot suck, out comes the baby face to go, it's not their fault that you sold out, you've betrayed them. I mean, it's Wrestling 101. We did not reinvent the wheel here, but it was done very well. It was very compelling. I think the reaction to it has been overwhelmingly positive. We actually did a poll during the watch-along, and it came out 39% all-time. Great was 37%, and actually for quite a while, Great was leading. So it looked like it was going to come out as a great promo, but right at the end, all-time just pipped it, so it came out as an all-time promo. I think this was really compelling. I'm glad they gave it time. But yeah, this definitely was missing, but I think they make a good point. Interesting few weeks ahead. We know The Rock is going to feature either next week or the week after. He is going to be at one of those shows. We just don't know which one. And that's maybe when we can dig into that relationship a little bit more. I thought John Cena's heel promo on Raw was similar to Hulk Hogan's in WCW. Cena was basically venting about being disrespected by the fans all of these years. I wonder if he would have been better going the Bret Hart route and not turning against the supporters, but we'll have to see how it plays out. That could have been interesting if he had embraced those that still supported him, but like really turned more on those that were the Cena sucks. But to be honest with you, I think WWE wants everyone to hate Cena. They want everyone to be behind Cody. And so Cena showing love to his supporters wouldn't have achieved that. And so I think Cena's just setting fire to everything, you know? Whether you like him or not, he doesn't care. You've never treated him right. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Blah, blah, blah. Vintage T, shout out to you. Something's wrong, says R-Truth. Why is everyone turning on my childhood hero, John Cena? And here's that Cena tweet from just 16 hours ago, which is what he started his promo with. When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. So that was the Cena promo, and that ate up a real chunk of this show and a real chunk of time. Really captivating, though, and as I said, certainly from what I've seen, it looks like it was overwhelmingly positively received. So let's get to like the rest of the show. So Corey Graves calling Raw with Michael Cole. I really do like this partnership. This is what it looked like inside the arena. So John Taylor, thank you, buds. Really good shot there. Trenton, thank you. So this was kind of after that Cena promo. We were kind of really trying to digest it. And here you can see Dominik and Karrion just having a conversation behind Dakota as she was heading to the ring. And then Green Shirt Guy said, this crowd is hyped. So Green Shirt Guy giving updates. I don't know if he was there. I actually didn't notice him if he was. If not, I don't know if he was just watching at home. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually there, to be honest. So, Little Fuego, shout out to you. So, this is what we're getting next week. I think we've actually got this in a different folder as well, but it's okay. We can have a look at it here. So, Lyra against Raquel for the Intercontinental Championship. This is all going to be in Glasgow. CM Punk's going to be on Raw. We've got Cody and John Cena again, right? But obviously, we're going to need to kind of dig into things more. We didn't really get the back and forth this week between Cena and Cody. I'd like to see that next week. I think this week was more about Cena being allowed to say why he did what he did. And I think that Cody gave him the room for that as well. You know, he came out and said as much, like, we've heard why now, John. But now we can start digging into these two actually getting into a bit of a back and forth. And that's going to be really interesting because a lot of people thinking Cena's going to cook Cody on the microphone. But actually, I think these two are going to be working together. Like, they're really good friends. And so I don't think they're just going to go off and just prepare their own stuff and just surprise each other, you know? I would imagine backstage they'll be working together. to make sure that Cody doesn't come out of this looking cooked. Cena is not going to want to cook Cody, right? They're good friends. There's a real respect there. And so I've got to think they're going to work on that together. And then, yeah, this got people excited. Jey Uso and a mystery partner against A-Town Down Under. And we're going to get to who people think that mystery partner is as we dig into these folders. WrestleMania with another tweet. I just wanted to include this one because they were holding up coloured signs that made the Belgium flag black, yellow, reds. Looked brilliant. Looked really, really good. Would have been good if it was like all of that section as well, you know? Or maybe if it was the whole thing, like that was all black, that was yellow, that was red. Imagine all of that. Like, that could have been amazing. But still, even that little bit there looked really good with the drone shot, I thought. So Cena opened the show, which I was surprised at. And it was something that I said, I don't know if this is true, by the way, but in my mind, traditionally, you would have had that quite late in the show. You would have teased it, but you would have had it late so that people stuck around. Watch time and the amount of time that people are viewing the program really matters when it comes to traditional TV. But with Netflix, I don't think it matters as much. I think like just getting people to subscribe and click and watch is like really important. So you can put the Cena thing at the start because you just want people to click and watch. And so don't make them wait. Have Cena go out there, start it with Cena, get that view, and, you know, get as many views as you can, really. So, yeah, in retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have been as surprised they started with Cena, but traditionally, I really don't think we would have done that. Traditionally, if we were still on, say, USA Network, I think we would have teased it throughout the show and got to it maybe the third hour, you know, maybe the final thing on the show after the Intercontinental Championship match, maybe started with Jey Uso instead or started with Seth instead. So I thought it was very interesting. It was at the start. And it was really hard for me to kind of dial into this match because, you know, I was kind of getting a few thoughts together and all that kind of stuff. And so it was really hard for me to kind of dig into this. But you lot really enjoyed it. You lot said this was great, 66%. It was the highest rated match on the show. This was Penta against Ludwig. We got a real great moment here during this match. Penta up in the corner. Bang! Destroyer from the corner. Looked really, really good. Penta and Ludwig just put on a banger, said Julian. And Penta would emerge victorious. Match wasn't all that long, actually. I think the Cena segment may have overran a little. Penta said he's coming for that IC title. So, of course, he would make his presence felt later in the show. Yeah, it's Kaz. Shout out to you. This little dance that Ludwig did to his song, I'm not sure about it. So here, his song plays, right? And then we get head up, turn, turn, little kicks back. I don't know how long he's been doing that for, to be honest. But it's kind of in time with his music. And here the movement said that little dance that Ludwig did to his song. I'm not sure about that, Doc. It's Kaz laughing about that as well. Very good. Right, next one we've got here. Get yourself a hype woman like Iyo Sky. So here, look, in the background there is Dakota. Dakota gives her a hug. Walk away. Look, there's Iyo jumping away in the background. Still going. Go on, Iyo. And then, of course, she walks past Dominik and Karrion. As well as that, we would get to a Judgment Day segment. Dominik said he wants to add Penta to the Judgment Day, and Finn was not happy about that. He was like, you want to add the guy that's just said that he wants to get my Intercontinental Championship, right? I know it's not his title, but he was going to be competing for it, and in his mind, he was going to be winning it later in the show. And he just went off like, I knew you was a snake and all this kind of stuff. You can see that Liv was like, this is not a good idea. This isn't going to go well. And it didn't, right? It really felt like it was setting up something for the main event. It really felt like Dominik was going to like turn on Finn. We never got that, but it felt it was going to go that way. After Finn stormed off, Carlito turned around to Dominik and he was like, you don't watch the show, do you? Carlito's being far too honest. Because obviously if Dominik had watched the show and seen that Penta was interested in the IC title, he might have changed his mind. King Kota wins the second match. So this was Dakota Kai against Ivy Nile, and Dakota Kai picking up the victory. Then we went to our next segment. This was the contract signing for Bianca and Iyo. Crowd going crazy for Iyo, by the way. This brought out Rhea Ripley. So she then slammed Iyo on top of Bianca. There was another one of those moments where Iyo had a hand shoved in her face and she was disrespected. Yeah, this was pretty funny from Bianca. Let's check this.
Simply out here to watch.
Oh, you're just out here to watch. Yeah. So I guess you're just going to be watching WrestleMania.
You're just out here to watch. Well, I guess you'll be watching at WrestleMania. The table didn't break, said Wrestler. It didn't. Look at that. So after she slammed Iyo on top of Bianca, the table just held firm. So look at Adam Pearce. Well, this hasn't gone to plan. Liv Morgan said she want to be included so bad. And there we go. Look, Rhea Ripley interrupts Iyo and Bianca's contract signing, where she takes both women out and signs her own name to the contracts. Shayna Baszler was like, so that's a thing. We can just sign our name on whatever contract now. So, Charlie, shout out to you. Thankfully, it's not a thing, right? And Adam Pearce would make it very clear later in the show that's not how this works. And so Rhea is still asking to be added to this match, right? But she did do that and then run away with the contract. Right, next we would be going to Jey's match. And honestly, I missed this moment. Caesar Wrestling said, bro, I'm dying. Wrestle Night, shout out to you. So there's Flop Dollar, there's Jey from tonight. It is shockingly similar, to be honest. Flop Dollar over the top. Oh, and Jey getting caught. I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? I sort of feel like with Jey, it actually doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad because there's only a couple of people waiting and he gets both of them. He kind of holds on to the rope as well. You see, with Top Dollar, he's got his arms out and it sort of looks like he's trying to jump on these people and get over. Whereas with Jey, he is actually holding on to the rope there. And then he ends up he still catches them. Whereas, I mean, look at Jey compared to where Flop Dollar ended up. So I'd say it's similar, but I would say that Top Dollar's was a hell of a lot worse. So yeah, I didn't notice that, but a few people talking about this Jey Uso botch. Yeah, it's all right. Right, Karrion said, I had a wonderful conversation tonight with two colleagues about new perspectives to take into consideration. So many unlimited directions for the future. Time, balance, judgment. So he spoke to Dominik, and it really feels like Dominik now could turn his attention to Karrion about bringing Karrion in. But he also had a conversation with AJ Styles later in the show. And he was like, you're jealous that Logan is achieving things that took you so long to achieve. And AJ's like, I know what you're doing. It ain't working. And he stormed off. And Karrion was turned to Scarlett and he said, I think it is working. So these are the two conversations I believe he's talking about. I believe those are the two that he's talking about. So unlimited directions for the future. Right, Jey picked up the win in that match as well, by the way. So squash, yeah, it was a really short match. Picked up a squash win against Austin Theory. Gunther then tried to attack. Didn't go very well. Jey ends up grabbing the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's kind of how that segment came to a close. Lots of people online saying, we need to warm this feud back up. It's just very rinse and repeat. Like, we just get Gunther attacking or Jey making a save. Like, we do need something a bit more creative here. So, yeah, people not crazy about the build here, but there's still time. We'll have to see what they've got up their sleeve. The feud between Theory, Waller, and Jey Uso is going to continue. The two challenged Jey to a tag match. This was, I think, during the commercial break. I don't know that this made it on the show. I think it was during a commercial break, but that's how we've set up the tag match next week. So it's these two against Jey and a mystery partner. Right, Adam Pearce catches up with Rhea to get his contracts, right? But Rhea demands that she's added. Pearce says he's not going to do that. But then Bianca and Iyo catch up with Rhea, and it all turns into a big brawl. Look at this backstage, though. Looks so good with all this graffiti backstage. Really good. I bet WWE saw all of that, and they were like, oh, God, we need to get loads of backstage shots here because this is going to play so well on TV. It looks so good. So, yeah, it was really, really cool. Next match was LWO against American Maids. Rey Mysterio would pick up the win for the LWO. But then, of course, we would get Grande Americano, or at least we think that's his name, ruining Rey and Dragon Lee's moments. So, of course, we believe this to be Chad Gable. There was a theory that it was Rey Fenix, but Rey Fenix has got a vignette that aired on SmackDown, so it feels like that's the brand he's going to go to. I don't know that he's coming to Raw, so all of a sudden that now kind of makes us think that this is Chad Gable again. I think a lot of people thought it was Chad Gable all along, but Rey Fenix's name was getting mentioned. Seth Rollins arrives with matching green Titantron and suits. And it is true, that was a really good spot by whoever that was. I forget who it was. But yeah, here look green and black on the Tron. And that's exactly what that's exactly what Seth was wearing. So Sportskeeda said, is this the most normal that Seth has looked in a while? I wonder if it was something to do with St. Patrick's Day. I wonder if that's why he had green. But yeah, it was pretty subdued, really, for Seth. This really felt like it could have been an email. This really felt like it didn't need to be on the show. Cena lost his soul and his hair. So, Seth said, if I had a few more seconds with Punk, I would have ended his WrestleMania dreams and put his career on ice. He also said he'll be on SmackDown to confront Punk and Roman. Triple threat at Mania, likely to be confirmed there, says Crispy Wrestling. And that was it. He basically rocked up to say, I'm going to be on SmackDown on Friday. That was it, really. Backstage, look, we had Penta and Bron Breakker confront him. Very cool. Yeah, and apparently when Seth came out, they did announce him as Seth freaking Rollins. So even though those names have been removed, the freaking and big Bronson Reed, even though those have been removed, dirty Dominik Mysterio, it looks like they're still announcing them as those things on the actual show. This then took us to our main event. So, Intercontinental Championship match, Bron Breakker against Finn Balor. And here we got this spot during our main event. There's Bron Breakker getting ready to launch himself. Boom! Over the commentary table. He would go on to get the victory after some miscommunication involving Dominik. So, Dominik didn't attack Finn. He actually tried to grab Bron and pull him off the top rope. But by accident, he ended up hurting Finn. Finn then getting put away by Bron. So there's going to be some real tension. There was real tension anyway, but there's going to be some real tension between Finn and Dominik. Then, of course, Judgment Day would attack Bron. Penta would come down and make the save. And that is how Raw came to an end. Here, look, Rhea Ripley after the show saying, make it official. Yeah, make it official. So she's still not in the match yet. But considering Bianca and Iyo were like attacking her moments after this, I've got to think that they probably want her to be added to the match so that they can get their hands on her. Here, Dakota, look, I just included this posing with that awesome graffiti. So I thought that was a really cool looking shot of Dakota, actually. I thought it looked great. A statement made in the main event. Even more eyes on the IC title this WrestleMania season. Just a moment here where Dominik goes to get the belt. And he looks at it. Bang, there. He just has a little look at the title. And then before he can really do anything, Penta makes his way down. So, I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying multi-person match at Mania for the IC title. Dom, Penta, Bron Breakker, maybe Chad Gable. Like, you could put loads of people in the mix. Ludwig could be in there as well. So, I don't know where this is building to. I don't know quite where the final destination is for all of this. Could be a multi-man ladder match at WrestleMania, which would be really fun. And I wonder if Dom would be included in that. But here, Triple H saying a statement made in the main event. Even more eyes on the IC title this WrestleMania season. He also said, wow, Brussels, you were on effing fire. Thank you, Belgium. Next stop, Italy. This is interesting. So Lyra basically says if she can get past Raquel, she would love to give Bayley an opportunity. Now, this just makes me wonder what's happening with Bayley and Roxanne. That seems to have kind of stopped. That seems to not be a thing now. Like, there was no sign of that feud here. And now it's really interesting that Lyra has said if she can get past Raquel, which is obviously a match next week on Raw, she would love to face Bayley. I wonder if that would be a Raw match or if that is what we would get at WrestleMania. I don't know. I just thought this was very interesting. She needs to get past Raquel first, but I just thought this was quite interesting. A little backstage thing after Raw had ended. As well as that, Chad was asking if anyone caught that masked man wearing a top exactly like what the masked man had been wearing. And the Creeds were like, no, they didn't. So he's like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to get this sorted. And so he stormed off to get it sorted. But yeah, people pointing out that this top was the same top as what the Grande Americano was wearing earlier in the show. And here, look, Jey Uso with an image on his Instagram of him throwing that championship back to Gunther after Gunther had tried to sneak attack Jey during this week's Raw. So there we go. That was the Raw breakdown. That was the Cena promo. That was the WWE news. We've kind of covered a lot of stuff in this. This was yesterday. I didn't think it was anything big. You know my stance on this. I'm sort of keeping an eye on what's happening here, but more so what comes through the official Wyatt 6 accounts. So, Rave, shout out to you. So we've had 2 tweets. Both of them are lyrics to that song, same song. But people have pointed out that the E was a capital and the W was a capital. So we've got the word we so far. So people are going to be keeping an eye on Joe Gacy's account to see what is this message going to be. I wonder if it'll be, we are sorry. We are coming back soon. Love you. I wonder if it'll be something like that. So here we go. Crickets by Horse the Band. So Brady, shout out to you. Yeah, and I got tagged in this. Malik, thank you. So here we've got Liv saying she want to be included so bad, talking about Rhea. Nikki Cross calling your name, by the way, says Chris. So I think Chris is saying, like, Nikki Cross is coming for you. Liv responded to that by saying, and I'ma beat her like I beat your fave. So Ripley in the name there probably implies, and the profile picture, that this is a Rhea Ripley stan account. And so Liv Morgan saying, I'll beat her, Nikki Cross, just like I beat your fave. So that's got people excited because people are like, oh my God, is she confirming that we are going to get that feuds? And I wouldn't get too excited. She's just replying to like a stan account. I think she's saying more, if it happens, I'll beat her like I beat your fave. I think that's the point she's making. Right, a little bit of a fan. Shout out to you, my friends. Let's go over to this. So this is from, I think, SmackDown. I think this was a dart match of Miz against Cody. There, look, Miz thinks he's got it. He's so happy. He thinks he's won. And he's putting his arm in the air, and the ref's like, no, you douche. It was a 2. And he's like, no, it's a 3. He's like, no, it's a 2. It was a 3. It was a 2. right? And right now, Miz having a go at the referee. Referee not having this, though, look. Having a go at Miz, driving Miz back in the corner, right? It was a 2. Yeah, getting a little bit wobbly on the ropes. Look, you listen to me. It was a 2. Miz is like, whoa, chill out, dudes. Chill out. All right. It was a 2. So this is quite house showy, isn't it? You know, this isn't the kind of thing that you would get on SmackDown. But this is like dark match stuff. This is house show stuff. Bang by Cody into the crossroads. And, well, we do get a 3. It's just unfortunate that it wasn't The Miz that managed to secure it. So there we go. I thought that was just a bit of fun. So, little bit of a fan, thank you. Chelsea Green said, I've added pace car driver to the resume. So, I don't know what this was. NASCAR. So, apparently she took a ride in the pace car as well. So, there we go. She's really getting around, isn't she, at the moment? Here's Bianca, and she went up to a fan in Brussels. This is really cool. Look at this.
EST. Hi, nice to meet you. I like your jacket.
How cool is that? Dude wearing, look at that. Dude wearing this jacket. Clearly Bianca Belair. She walks over and goes, EST, EST. He turns around and goes, oh! I thought that was great. That was in Brussels. That was in Belgium. Really, really cool. So the superstars were obviously out and about. I mean, when they're on this kind of European tour, like, why wouldn't you? You want to see the sights, don't you? So, yeah, how great was that? Oh, this is great as well. Loving man brings his husband lunch at work. Oh my God, Ludwig is so grateful for this.
Was er? Weiß bedeutet nicht viel, aber hier die offizielle Dönerübergabe.
Geil, hast du mir einen Döner mitgebracht?
Habe ich.
Maschine, Alter. Bester Mann, du weißt, du kennst mich. Du kennst mich wie kein anderer. Guck's dir an.
I don't know what it is.
Weiß bedeutet nicht viel, aber hier die offizielle Dönerübergabe.
Geil, hast du mir einen Döner mitgebracht?
Habe ich.
Maschine, Alter. Bester Mann, du weißt, du kennst mich. Du kennst.
It must be something that they love. I believe this was in Dortmund, so I mean, it's Germany. Obviously, they know Germany like the back of their hand, so it must be like a local place. You know, like how CM Punk knows Chicago, knows the bakeries to go to. I'm guessing it's something like that, but he was thrilled, man. He was thrilled. Yeah, this is pretty crazy TikTok that these two are doing. So they're kind of walking towards, and then like the sound is like, oh, sorry, excuse me, sorry, excuse me, sorry, can I just get, excuse me, sorry, excuse me, can I get over, sorry, excuse me. So they're trying to get past each other as they're walking past, and ended up doing like a full breakdown. Look at the people watching at the sides, like, what the hell is going on there? So yeah, that was pretty fun. Oh, and I just saw this as well. So Bianca, Dakota enjoying dessert.
Give me some of this one. Come on, fight.
Shayna's right over here if you want to punch her.
Do it. What was just ranking? This is a caramel. Oh my God.
Wow, I think my favorite one is the cookie.
Cookie's good too.
I think I like the caramel one. Me too.
Caramel.
The cookie one's good. Ivy, you have to try this.
We don't have enough.
It's the one Ivy wants.
Also, there's peanut sauce beside it.
Hands across the board. Oh, give me something. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm getting too excited right now.
There we go. I think the reviews are in. I think they like them. I mean, listen, Belgium chocolate. I mean, I would imagine their desserts are next level. I don't think I've ever been to Belgium, actually, but going to Belgium to have, like, desserts makes a lot of sense in my mind. So I bet they are somewhat special. At TJF1983, shout out to you. So this is the collection for Scotland, and after what we've seen today, I'm guessing he'll be wearing this. So look at that belt as well. That's nice. That's nice. Nice shirt and everything as well. So all of that available now. WWE should have never made that YTC shirt for Roman. Fans just don't care. That is true, innit? Everyone shouts like OTC, and then you got this boomer running around in that shirt. He needs to just quietly go back to OTC, doesn't he? No one's chanting YTC. Yeah, that's Grayson promo that was, I think, during commercial break when he was talking about go get a tag partner to Jey Uso, which we haven't spoken about that. I don't know where that was, but people think that's going to be Joe Hendry. People are thinking we're in Scotland, so it makes sense that'll be Joe Hendry. I can see the logic there. But Grayson says, see you soon, Scotland. Part of his promo, he said, we're going to a more depressing place than here, like Belgium. In Glasgow, Scotland, all the women there look like Shrek. So that was just a little put down that Grayson had. And then we got this, trying to find somewhere to sit in catering after Raw tonight. Awkward.
Hey. How y'all doing?
People have been like, that's a great meme. So there she is trying to, hey, how you doing? Sitting down, not getting much love from Damage Control. I don't think there's any issue with Lyra at the end, is there? But I have seen that doing the rounds as a meme. Hey, how you doing? Is that all she had from catering? Couple of balls and some long thing. Hey? It's my nickname at school. But there we go. Let's go to other, shall we? And, Vince McMahon spotted at the Heat Knicks game. I jokingly said he just needed to get out and get some fresh air after that Cena heel promo. I mean, he wouldn't turn him. He would not turn Cena heel. Like, to actually see John Cena cutting a heel promo in 2025. No wonder he needed to pop out. So, there we go. Last time we saw him was at the Super Bowl. But there we go. I think he even got a little name thing on screen as well, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? It's kind of crazy. I was going to joke that he was there with Becky, but I thought, let's not. Let's not. I don't need those comments. Right, CM Punk wishing his iconic rival Samoa Joe a happy birthday. Happy birthday, large heads. So there's CM Punk wishing Samoa Joe a happy birthday. Right, Axiom said the real Nathan Frazier would never. And that's because here on the video game, it's like, listen, I can't stand teaming with Axiom. He's the reason why we keep losing our tag matches. And I can't drill it into his thick skull. And Axiom's like, the real Nathan Frazier would never. Nathan responded, I laughed at this. Until I realized you literally had a match on SmackDown against the world champion behind my back. They're just teasing. NXT, as we said, there's the graphic for the Vegas show on Tuesday. So we've got an NXT after WrestleMania. That's fun. This was crazy. Larry, shout out to you. Matt Riddle said he found Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens difficult to work with. He said it's hard to put a complete sentence together with those guys, if you know what I'm saying. I have no idea what he's saying. What does that mean? It's hard to put a complete sentence together. Does he mean that they talk a lot and he couldn't get a word in? Is that what he means? I don't know what he means. He got asked who was difficult to work with. That's the kind of answer that's the kind of question you would imagine that he would be quite political on and like, oh, I don't want to get into that. No, he was like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. It's hard to put a complete sentence together with those guys. If you know what I'm saying. I have no idea what he's saying. They said who was someone that was really hard to, and he went, well, hard as in hard hit, and he was like Sheamus, but a really great guy. And he was outside the ring, probably Sammy and Kevin. And this is all he said. There's no extra context to it. That's it. So, I don't know. I wonder if they were very talkative and he couldn't get a word in or something. I don't know. Sheamus saying happy St. Patrick's Day. That's what the faces say. He'll say happy St. Patty's Day. St. Patty. I've never heard St. Patty. But there we go anyway. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So Riley, shout out to you. Yeah, Bill Goldberg just pointing out a few Brahma balls and a couple of asses on his ranch. People thinking that he's maybe trying to get involved with the final boss and Cena, and I don't know that anything's going to go that way, but it was interesting enough to include here. So, Casper, thank you. Chelsea has proposed a hair versus hair match against Nikki Bella for WrestleMania, which I think would be really fun. Imagine that. Hair versus hair. I'd imagine Nikki would probably accept as long as she didn't lose. So that would mean that Chelsea would have to have her head shaved, which she would probably do, actually. I could see for a match of that magnitude, Chelsea being willing to do that. So that was interesting. And look at this, talking of legends, Caitlyn and AJ Lee reunited at a fan convention. So Hayden said, look at these two. They had a great rivalry, 2012, 2014. I loved these two. So, yeah, really cool. Really cool. Okay, let's go community. I can see we're getting real push for time. Great one. Shout out to you. Said, I saw that you was looking at these the other day. So I just wanted to show you, give you like a better look. I really like these, you know. You tend to only get these if you actually go to like the shows. But I really like them. So these are the kind of things they sell at the merch stands. Like, look at that. Nice big image. Really good size signature. I've got lots of like little trading cards with autos on, but this is so much more satisfying. And honestly, I mean, if you go to the shows, you can normally pick this up for, say, 50, 60 pounds, which is actually a really good price for this. I'm not sure if this would be more, maybe 100. But even so, like, it's a good size. That one's Alexa Bliss. Again, great size, lovely autograph. Really pops with that pen. There's a Cena one, look at that. Again, nice and big. I love those. I think they're brilliant. So we've got those, and then a few others, like with bits of ring canvas and whatever. So, yeah, I love those. Kind of borderline inspiring me to start collecting these kind of things now, but that's a collection that I really don't need to be getting into, to be honest. I don't need to start collecting something else. Tea Time Danger, shout out to you. Love that. Look at that costume. Absolutely brilliant. So shout out to you, dudes. Real Wrestling Fan getting a Jumping Bomb Angels like. So shout out to you. Matt's picking up a couple of Funko Pops. Really cool. The Fanatics exclusive ones, actually. Raymond getting a like and a reply from Nikita Lyons. So congrats to you, my friends. World's Hardcore Wrestling getting likes from Oro Mensah and Karrion Kross. So shout out to you. King Yeet Newsletter said, one half of the Secret Harvest reposted my post. Slagent P. So Slagent Piper reposting King Yeet Newsletter. And here's Tony, says, got a like from Chelsea Green. Very cool. Very cool. So Tony, shout out to you. Right, I think that was everything. Let's get into thanks, shall we? And get out of here, because I never want this thing to really even go 50 minutes. But we didn't get a chance to do an unseen yesterday because there really wasn't much news. There was quite a bit in the fun folder, but not enough to do a video. And to be honest with you, I don't want to do these for the sake of doing them. I always want them to be, you know, to have some real good stuff in there. And, well, this one I think is overflowing thanks to that Raw. But, yeah, that's why there wasn't one yesterday. So, thank you to Riley, Word of Wrestling, Claire Webb, Jang Tae Sang, The Great One, Larry, Johnny, Lenny. Oh, Lenny, I think this went in the wrong folder. Said, I met a couple more wrestlers, Mr. Anderson, Kennedy, Maria, Dana Brooke, and Christy as well. Let's go full screen. There we go. So, oh, God, these are goods. Yeah, this shop's really, look at that. She needs to get new jeans. Yeah, that's great. This is such a fun shop. This is such a good place. Really like the look of this place. So, Lenny, shout out to you, my friend. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. Yeah, I think that just slipped into the wrong folder. CM Chunk tagging me in this, so appreciate it, buds. Real Wrestling Fan, Phantom67, Wild Child Billy, CM Chunk, our wrestling podcast. Shout out to you guys. Edward, shout out to you. Raymond, shout out to you. Casper, little bit of a fan. Wrestling's biggest fan. Sweet Chin Wrestling. Las Vegas Mats. Chris. Babs the Barbarian. Claire Webb. The Grapple Room Podcast. Patrick. And Jersey Rampager. Is that how you say it? Rampager? Jersey Rampager. Shout out to you, my friends. So really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that shows this video series support, and thank you to everyone that joined us live for Raw. I know that it was an early time for our friends in Canada, in Mexico, in America. But yeah, I hope it was worth it. There obviously was no later showing for Raw, but there will be for SmackDown. So we'll do the 2 streams again for SmackDown. But you'll be pleased to hear that we're back tomorrow with our NXT watch along. And of course, that's going to be at a more usual time. So I will see you then. And of course, we will do another Unseen afterwards as well. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. See you again next time. Bye for now.